Hello everyone, welcome back to the EPP Congress in Valencia, where I'm joined by the Prime Minister of Croatia, Andrej Plenković. Thank you so much for taking the time, Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you for this opportunity to talk to Wilfried Martens Center.
It's our pleasure. We've seen a lot of volatility in the geopolitical arena recently. What do you think is going to be Europe's role and Croatia's role in the new security architecture that we're seeing emerging these days?
Well, we have seen that the mood in the European Union has completely changed. Everybody is more than aware that we should invest more, allocate more funds for defense capabilities. I think majority of the countries of NATO and the European Union are now very close or either above fulfilling the 2% pledge, which was a pledge of NATO a couple of years ago. Croatia did that, not only that we are above 2% today, but for modernization, that is the new equipment and basically the process of leaving the Eastern technology and acquiring the Western one. We are above 30%. In my nine years as Prime Minister, we have so far tripled the defense budget. It will be 5 times bigger in 2 years' time. That means that a lot of us are taking care of our own security and our defense. I think that with the new white paper on defense, with the Rearm Europe, with the national escape clause as an option to take away part of the spending from the procedure for the budgetary deficit, I think we are creating preconditions that Europe is advancing faster to the strategic autonomy in the defense and security domain.
I'm happy you mentioned the white paper on European defense because we were speaking to Commissioner Kubilius this morning about that. Very important piece of legislation moving forward, of course. Looking to Ukraine, obviously the war started by the Russian aggressor is still ongoing. What do you think we could be doing more as Europeans to support our Ukrainian partners?
In my speech today at the Congress, I actually said that there are many similarities between Russian aggression against Ukraine today and what we as Croatia have passed at the time of the Greater Serbian Milosevic's policy in the 90s. The pattern is exactly the same. First, you have the narrative about the necessity for denazification. Then you have the narrative of so-called endangered minority. Then you have the proclamation of autonomous self-republics or self-republics. And then you have the great liberators coming to take away somebody else's territory. It is exactly the same pattern that we have witnessed. Therefore, I think for the sake of our values of liberty, of territorial integrity, of respect for neighbors and good neighborly relations, for respect of major, I would say, fundaments of international law and the multilateral order, we should do our maximum, one, never to recognize if some sort of peace deal does not enable that Ukraine recuperates its currently occupied territories, that this is never recognized. Second, that we provide them more assistance, both economically, financially, but also militarily, in order to be able to defend themselves in the future, in case that the international efforts led now by the United States actually lead to some sort of ceasefire to peace process, and then finally to a peace agreement.
Mr. Prime Minister, thank you so much for sharing your time, your insights with us. Thank you to you for watching. Please head to our website for all of our other interviews here at the EPP Congress in Valencia.